and simmering towards an attack and a chance at goal, but as yet, nothing.
Indeed, it's a very level encounter so far, 0-0 between York and Lancaster. Of course, all of the points matter at this stage. Lancaster have taken an early advantage in the overall points total for All Roses 2025, which we'll get to you as soon as we can. But for now, we are having a very good time watching the men's twos football fixture live on the athletics track pitch. 0-0 is the score. Here is the centre-back Alex Howlett spraying it out wide to the right-hand side. They've worked it well. Alex Moe takes a touch, but is eventually closed down quite snappily on halfway, but York managed to overturn the ball again. Goes out to the left-hand side now in Cal Clark. And back to Alex Howlett. York happy and comfortable with the ball in with their defence. But now Lancaster in active press and a bit of a skewed clearance up the pitch from Cal Clark, the left back for York. But they've managed to overturn the ball necessarily. A warm welcome if you're watching on Rice TV's YouTube channel and indeed on Roses Live. Thank you for tuning in to live coverage of the men's twos football fixture with myself, Oliver Whitmore, and my co-commentator Simon Reynolds. Alex Moe on midfield, caught in possession. Ball hasn't gone out of play. And Lancaster now looking to switch the play from left to right. It's a really nice ball there from the Lancaster left winger down to the number 78 for Lancaster. A low ball into the penalty area, cut out at the first time of asking by York. That was good defending there, Simon. Nice and organised shape.
Yeah, and I have to say York's defence looks chipper today. That back three, Alex Howlett and Callum Clark, they've been solid so far in this match. Just not letting Lancaster get through or have the chances and really taking their opportunity to push it through the midfield when they can.
Indeed. Ball now cleared away on the right-hand side for a throw-in to York. The game has been a bit stop-start so far. The game has yet to really get into a kind of flow, hasn't it? A bit of stop-start with a lot of throw-ins. No set pieces to report on just yet. No major chances either. A bit of a very mazy run through the midfield from what looked to have been Cal Clark from his left back position there, but it's quite difficult, I must say, to pick out which York player is in possession when their numbers, they've got white shirts and white numbers with black outlines. It's not ideal, especially with the sun glaring at their backs.
Their argument would be roses are white, and their kit does look quite smart, but it doesn't. We can't quite see the numbers over here.
The kit's white, and the numbers are also very white as well. But we'll do our very best to bring you the best commentary we possibly can as the play continues. Now with an outside of the boot pass from the York right back Ben Turner. Now back in with Joe Hudson, who's on the edge of his own penalty area with the ball. And now eventually York with Ryan Porter work it right, and back to the centre back. For York there, centre-back partner of Cal Clark. Now he looks for a pass. Ball is kind of at his feet, waits for the opportune run to arise. A direct ball up towards the right-hand side. It's towards Abdu Adegbite, but it's out for a throw-in on the right-hand side.
Yeah, look, I do feel York will be happy. Just in terms of the way they played, they're not letting us to get possession of the ball, and it very much feels like they are building towards something.
Lancaster now have possession in their own half with half on halfway, and now they work it back to their goalkeeper, pressed there by Adegbite. They work it to the right-hand side. Now coming infield are Lancaster. Now they work it from right to left through their defence. I think both teams so far have been happy to have possession whilst they have had it and work the ball through their defence. A neat turn away, but possession has been conceded, and Adegbite is now in possession for York, striding through the middle. Manages to pick out at Alex Moe in possession, momentarily dispossessed, but they've worked it back. Ryan Porter, the right centre mid, now tries to search for a pass forward. Alex Moe was out of position, it looked like, there on the right hand side. Nice little run through the middle, and advantage played by the referee for a clip there to Ryan Porter, and now he's brought it back for the free kick. York not afraid to run at their opposition. Absolutely not. It's been a scrappy start to this. I have to say, York looking to turn their chances when they get possession of the ball, just turning it into a press. And they've not been afraid of those challenges. They have been challenging Lancaster as the free kick here, and perhaps a chance for York to make their mark. Indeed, just offset to the left-hand side as we look at things, about 30 yards from goal. Plenty of York bodies in the box, only 3 outfield players for York not inside the box. Shot comes in, and that's not going to trouble the Lancaster goalkeeper in between the sticks there. Goal kick, bit of a disappointing effort there.
Yeah, just goes slightly high over the middle, but the height was not right. Direction pretty good, but not quite the free kick that he would have wanted. Anyway, York will be hoping to build on that pressure, but that won't trouble Lancaster at all at this moment. And it's been a very even start to this game.
Indeed it has. If you're just tuning in, whether that be on University Radio York's main FM and a digital radio feed, or indeed on roseslive.co.uk if you're listening in, or indeed watching, a warm welcome to you. This is live coverage of the men's second football game between York and Lancaster, all square 0-0. As the ref stops to play for an infringement, I believe, on behalf of Alex Moe, who kind of shrugs his shoulders a little bit, says, I don't know what you've just called that play to a stop for. Nonetheless, Lancaster have a free kick. Simon, two teams which couldn't be going into this fixture in more different forms. Lancaster, 4 wins of their last 5, 28 goals in 7 league games in the Bucks Northern Tier 4C. As the case for York, 1 win in 5.
Yeah, listen, York 1 win in 5. It's not been the best season for them in the Bucks Championship, but that will be at the back of their minds right now in the glorious sunshine here. They'll just be hoping that they can challenge Lancaster in Roses, the most important event that they face. And to be honest, they've been challenging Lancaster quite well in this first patch of play. Just looking to them, and I have to say, I think they've been on top. As for Lancaster, well, they've not really had any chances through.
Indeed, it's a beautiful day here on Friday, the 2nd of May, opening day to Roses 2025. And that was the opening fixture, the opening day of Roses action, of course. It's currently swinging in the way of Lancaster. They do lead the overall points total for now, which you can keep up to date with on roseslive.co.uk. And plenty of support for both teams this afternoon around the athletics track pitch. Plenty of people in the standoff to our left-hand side, but also several lining the kind of grassy mound on the opposite end to the pitch as of where we're sitting. Lancaster now in possession in the midfield. They work it just back to their defence. They've not seen too much goalmouth action so far, neither any action for their forward players. They do go quite direct there from right to left, and it's a decent ball which may pay off here. Left winger for Lancaster shielding it well, and then a challenge comes in. It was a late one from York's right back, and that has been pulled back for a free kick. That was, I believe, Boda Ali there on the left wing for Lancaster. It's quite a pacey figure, you've got to say. He's quite a pacey player indeed, and York's right back was having absolutely none of it there. Might have sensed that he was going to get around him and took the man, not the ball. I think we call that a professional foul in football.
A first chance on goal.
Indeed, it's quite an angle here. It's level with the 6-yard box almost on the left-hand side, so he might not go for goal here. There's plenty of players inside the penalty area for Lancaster. Some very tall players lining the back post. In it goes. It's a loaded flicked header against the crossbar. Really, really good header there. The goalkeeper for York was absolutely nowhere near that. Rooted to the spot. The follow-up shot comes in, and there's a diving header away to block the shot, which is met with rapturous applause there for from the home faithful. But I believe that was Archie Addison there, the player who latched onto the delivery from the left-hand side, and that was desperately unlucky. A great header.
Header there, nicely defended by Alex Howler, I should say, but the into this game so far.
Long thrown on the right from Ray Thomas Devaney, flicked on, overhead kick attempt from the Lancaster left winger. Shot comes in eventually again on the follow-up, and it's hit, I believe, the Lancaster man, Archie Addison, again, who came close just now to scoring. He inadvertently blocked the shot of Brooke Watson, and the ball is fired over the goal for a goal kick. But wow, I mean, two very good chances back to back within about a minute there, Simon.
Yeah, powerful passage of play from Lancaster. They knew what they were doing, plenty of men in the box, and they just didn't quite get the reward this time, but some good defending by York, and they'll be hoping to turn it back on their head. But Lancaster here, they feel well into the game now.
Indeed, pass out of the back there from the York centre-back was a little bit short, and Lancaster have actually won a throw-in now on this left-hand side after recovering possession once more, which they'll look to play through their defence again. And they do now from right to left, and a bit of a push in the back there on the York, the Lancaster centre-back, Brooke Watson. That was Adegbite just there. Indeed, they're running through the middle here. Desperate sliding challenge to try and prevent the ball from going in. Oh, and there's a real goal scramble right at the back post on the left-hand side. Flicked across from the Lancaster centre-back. There's a real scramble in the penalty area, and eventually it's trickled away for the referee. Decides to be a goal kick for a corner. No, it is a goal kick for Lancaster. But wow, that was a really good spell of play. A good run down the middle there. A nice through ball slotted into the penalty area. The keeper came out, but I think the defender for York, number 4 there at the back, who is Ben Horner, kind of almost took it away from his goalkeeper. And then there was, of course, the Lancaster left winger at the back post on the left-hand side, Boda Ali, cutting in, looking to get on the end of it and turn the shot goal side, but he was unable to do so. Lancaster are really racking up the chances pretty much right in front of goal now.
Taking his chances as they should. And you really feel that Lancaster are getting themselves back into this game, struggling at the start, but managing now to really challenge York and push their defence to the limit.
You're just tuning in on roseslive.co.uk, University Radio York and YSTV. A warm welcome to you if you're listening or indeed watching. Currently 0-0 between York and Lancaster's men's second football team, as Lancaster are breaking down the right hand side again. A low ball into the penalty area, cut out there. Nice run again from Anton Lamb on the right hand side, but it was eventually cut out from York, who are a little bit on the back foot now as things currently look. So if you're just tuning in, then you've missed a few handful of chances for Lancaster early on, which has really brought the home atmosphere down a little bit, Simon.
Yeah, you do feel now that the York fans are starting to get a bit nervy. Lancaster have looked well in this match over the past 10 minutes or so. York started well, but just dropping back a little bit now, and their defence is being really challenged by Lancaster's attackers. Lancaster will sense a chance coming. If they can finish and execute their lines well, then this could be some chances for them.
Long throw in, headed away by, that is the York centre-back, Cal Clark, and that is going to be a corner for Lancaster on the right-hand side, and that is Lamb who's going over to take it now, just about 10 metres or so away from where we're currently sitting. In goes the corner from the left-hand side. It's towards the back post. I think might have been a flicked header behind from the York defender, Alex Howlett. The referee did indeed spot that, and another corner kick will follow on the opposite side. And that is Finn Billington, who's going over to take it on the other side now to where we are sitting. That's Lancaster's left, the way they are looking at it. They nearly scored from a dead ball situation, hitting the crossbar. Can they threaten again? It's a decent corner all the way across the penalty area. There are two Lancaster players sniffing at the back post. Lamb tries to touch it past the York centre-back there as the ball is cleared away. And you may well have heard that dropped right in front of the atmosphere mics with a big, loud impact noise there. And there'll be now a throw-in again for Lancaster. And we've seen this a couple times now, Simon. They are threatening with the long throw from Ray Thomas Devaney, the right back for Lancaster, I believe.
Yeah, and that defence of Alex Howlett and Cal Clark having to be tested hard. Lancaster really pushing now, and York haven't had a chance. And you just feel like Lancaster are building and building and building here. And they've just not quite had that moment to finish on goal. But they will.
Indeed, and the referee has now called for a drinks break, which is customary about half an hour or so, 25 minutes now roughly into the game. Indeed, the conditions are absolutely perfect and pristine for an occasion such as this, you've got to say, but it's very, very difficult to play for a sustained amount of time in a sustained level of intensity in such a heat. We are sitting down here, it's relatively easy to do so, more so than to be running about on a pitch as big as the athletics pitch as well, because that's what you've got to keep in mind, Simon. This pitch is huge.
This pitch is huge. It's bigger than any of the other pitches that are played here at the University of York, and you just feel now a chance for York to reset. Really, they lost it a bit in that final 10 minutes or so before the drinks break. Lancaster will be hoping to do more of the same, pushing into those attacking channels and really having some more chances on goal. But it's a shame for York because they came out of the starting blocks really fast. But whether it's the heat or not, Lancaster look on top.
Yes, they do. They've hit the crossbar already from a dead ball situation. It's a free kick, level with the 6-yard box on the left-hand side. We believe it was Archie Addison, who came very close to scoring this header, hitting the crossbar. The goalkeeper for York absolutely rooted to where he was standing on the goal line. And they have had they've had more of the share of chances early on in the first half an hour. The referee now calls the players back onto the pitch.
I believe we've got some dugouts being rolled out here.
We do indeed. Of course, our TV viewers will be able to see this, but for anyone listening in on roseslive.co.uk or University Radio York's FM and digital radio feed, they have rolled out some dugouts just now, which weren't currently there at the start of the game, and I think they'll take any dugout they can get, really. But unfortunately, they're completely clear dugouts. So whether or not they'll be shielded from the sun is a different matter entirely. But nevertheless, the dugouts are now there on the opposite side of the pitch to where we are currently sitting, right by the pavilion at the York, right by the York Sports Centre on the athletics track pitch. 0-0 between York and Lancaster's second men's football teams, but Lancaster have been on top with the more share of the chances, and Lancaster coming closest early on in this opening half an hour. Archie Addison hitting the crossbar from a free kick on the left. And Lancaster will be the more confident team going into this fixture. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, scoring 28 goals in 7. Whereas York, 1 win in 5 games and having, I believe, a 3rd place finish in their Bucks League. That's the Northern Tier 5D, 2 wins, 5 draws and 3 losses. So they are the draw masters of their division, York. Lancaster, they are some of the highest scorers in their division. 18 points from 10 in the Northern Tier 4C. Ball now loose in the midfield, headed on in succession by Lancaster. Bit of a scrappy spell of play as York try to flick the ball towards the right-hand side. It's now into the path of York's right back, who hits it up towards their talisman there, number 9. That's Adegbite, my apologies. But Lancaster now looking to turn defence into attack. A good challenge there on the slide to result in a throw-in on the left-hand side for Lancaster. And one thing is to say, Simon, this game hasn't necessarily flowed and ebbed as you would have, as the neutral may have wanted it to. It's been a lot stop-start, a lot of set pieces, and it's the dead ball situations that Lancaster have threatened from.
Yeah, it's not been end-to-end play here. Lancaster just winning those dead ball situations and managing to turn them into attacks, but there hasn't been sustained play. It's a lot of scrappy challenges, and you just feel that both teams are wanting that chance and that challenge, but not really being able to push through the midfield too much. Also, you've got to take into account the heat, the physical battle which is going on the pitch at the moment. Given the heat that we are sat here in, they're going to get exhausted, they're going to get tired, and making those runs suddenly becomes harder.
Indeed it does, and of course we will be bringing you all of that action as it unfolds right in front of us here on the athletics track pitch. Lancaster currently in possession in their defence, but their front man has managed to tackle and get the ball away from the Lancaster defender, but they do have it back, the Red Roses, with their defence and indeed now their goalkeeper, who is Jack Briggs. second-year economics students. Lancaster lose possession in their own half, and York looking to turn defence into attack again with Abdu Adegbite bundled over, and it's another free kick for York here on the I was about to say left-hand side, but they were peeling off from the left-hand side, and they're about 30 or so yards from goal, right down the centre. Now, Simon, I don't know if you fancy yourself as a set-piece specialist. I certainly don't. Whoever that may be for York, if there is a player with such capabilities, they might be looking at this as quite a good opportunity to go against the run of play and get a goal.
Yeah, just a second opportunity for York here to take a set-piece encounter. I believe that is Ryan Porter who will step up to take it, and they'll be sensing an opportunity here after a things. Or is it Alex Moe? I can't quite see.
I think Alex Moe and Ryan Porter both standing over this one. Alex Moe, I believe, will be the left footer standing over it. Porter, the right footer. Let's see who hits the ball first. It's Porter. It's a decent effort, and it's brilliant! Fantastic free kick! And that's a fantastic way to kick off this match. Absolutely fantastic goal there. The number 16, your goalkeeper is all the way out from his goal, really commending what he's just seen, pointing back to where that ball was just struck, 20 odd yards out. It's a fantastic free kick from Ryan Porter. It does not get better than that. Arrowed into the top left corner. It's York 1, Lancaster 0.
Yeah, Ryan Porter, what a moment for him. He told me prior to this match that he wanted to do something like that, and that he went and delivered. And York now firmly in the box seat in this Roses match after a moment of brilliance from Ryan Porter.
And it's live on roseslive.co.uk and also possibly on University Radio York, as well as the pictures being available on YSTV. If you're just tuning in, we're very, very sorry. You've missed a screamer of a free kick from York's centre midfielder Ryan Porter to put York 1-0 up against the run of play. You should really say, Simon, Lancaster have built up more of the opportunities, including a free kick which they managed to hit the crossbar from the header of Archie Addison, but they were unable to make that moment count. But I mean, wow, in terms of the spectacle that we were hoping for here at Roses, it doesn't get much better than that. What a goal.
What a goal for Ryan Porter, and a beautiful goal it was. Just whipped off his foot towards the top left-hand side of the net.
Now Lancaster go direct. It's towards their left winger, Boda Ali. Has he managed to keep it in play? He has. And the ball has been stabbed away for a throw-in to Lancaster. You've got to say, Boda Ali's been one of Lancaster's main outlets so far going forward. Lancaster looking to use the width, looking to play quite direct as well, whereas York, they're looking to play more passes along the ground, and they're a bit more patient in possession. But Lancaster, they've threatened with a long throw previously. Can they do it with this one? In it comes from the right-hand side. Can a player in red get a head to it? Not quite. Second ball might be under the spell of Ben Millington, but it's eventually tackled away for another throw-in on the left-hand side for Lancaster. They've taken it quickly again. It's in towards now the number 83 for Lancaster, but that has eventually trickled behind for a goal kick to York. What an opening we've had here in the men's second football fixture live on the athletics track pitch. 1-0 to York, and in spectacular style. Arrowed into the top left corner. It was a free kick from Ryan Porter.
Yeah, you just feel Lancaster will be frustrated with how that's happened. Lancaster have had more chances, but a free kick from Ryan Porter turns this game on its head and puts York in the driving seat, and they're maintaining that pressure and that energy in the heat now.
That was Cal Clark out of defence trying to play a direct pass, but Lancaster have their foot on the ball now with their defence. Number 87, that is the towering centre-back who unfortunately is one of our mystery players as far as the team sheet we've been given goes. Now the York goalkeeper with the ball at his feet picks it up and now rolls it out to his right back there. Shout from his teammate to get the ball high up the pitch as quickly as he possibly can. Lancaster have managed to turn the ball over in the middle, but York then in strongly, in quickly, and back in possession. And now they use Joe Hudson, goalkeeper for York today, once again has possession of the ball. Won with the threes back in 2024. and so far he's on his way to winning it with the twos, having gotten the call up. Oh, a mistake by the goalkeeper. He's passed it straight out to a Lancaster attacker. Desperate sliding challenge from Cal Clark, and it's a fantastic bit of defending to stop that opportunity arising for Lancaster as York hit it direct there on the left-hand side, and Lancaster there taking no risks whatsoever in getting that ball away with Brooke Watson, the defender there. But, I mean, wow, that's a moment of madness almost from York's goalkeeper, passing it straight out about a couple of yards to Archie Addison, who's hit the crossbar once already. The goalkeeper there for York, who is Joe Hudson, nearly had egg on his face, you could say.
He did nearly have egg on his face, but he didn't on this occasion. It was well recovered from York. Ryan Porter having one hell of a game in that midfield, looking to track back and make sure that they can get their opportunities here. Lancaster would have sent something there, but once again, just not able to execute it on this occasion so far. And I tell you what, I think this is going to be a cracker.
I think we're in for an absolute corker of a game here. There's a corner kick for York after they managed to get up the pitch quickly on the left wing. Now a right footer is over to take it on the left-hand side. In swinging ball, in towards the back post, and the shot! First time on the volley. It's managed to actually find the original taker of the corner back into the penalty area. Someone is up for the header, and then York can meet it again at the same time of asking the keeper, storms off his line eventually, and claims the ball bravely as he was being met with a strong sliding challenge there in an attempt to play the ball towards goal. But wow, that was another fantastic opportunity. I couldn't quite make out who that was, which tried to turn that effort on the volley towards goal, and eventually I think managed to find the original corner taker from the left.
And look, you really feel like York are in the driving seat now. They've been good from corners and free peaks. Free peaks? I beg your pardon, that's what I did this week. And the set pieces, they've just looked to challenge very well, and they certainly have been challenging. Lancaster don't know what to do with themselves here.
No, they don't. The York now with their front man coming forward on the right-hand side, and he looks to try and find a man. I think that's Alex Moe on the pass inside of the right-hand wing there. Chested it down by Lancaster's front man. It's now Boda Ali in possession on halfway. York working it now inside to Boda Ali again from the left-hand side, looking to be out-muscled by the York man, but he's done well to shield the ball. Lancaster now looking to thread it through, and an offside flag has now been raised on the left-hand side for an offside against Lancaster's front man. If you're just tuning in, a warm welcome to you. If you're listening on University Radio York or on roseslive.co.uk, this is live coverage of the men's second football game, and it's currently 1-0 to York. A dazzling free kick arrowed into the top left corner from 20-odd yards out from the midfielder Ryan Porter for York, and he did then make a very vital interception to save the blushes of his goalkeeper Joe Hudson from passing straight out to attacker Addison from a couple of yards from his goal. Now Lancaster looking to attack down the right-hand side, and there's Lamb with a hooked effort towards the goal, which just narrowly avoids the crossbar. Again, Lancaster opting to go direct there. It's a stark contrast to York's approach. How successful do you think they've been so far, Lancaster?
I don't think Lancaster have challenged enough so far, Ollie, or when they have challenged, they've just not quite been able to put up against York's defence. York's defence has been strong with Clark and Howlett there, just not letting any chances get past them. But again, I just can't stop thinking about that Ryan Porter free kick. I mean, what a goal we saw. Really got the energy alive in this match for York, and they've had the momentum ever since.
They have. We do only feel sorry for you if you're listening on University Radio York, or indeed over in Lancaster on Bale Rig FM, because I don't think any of our descriptions of that effort could do it justice. Now Lancaster attacking down the right-hand side with the right winger Lamb. Number 78 looks to get inside of Cal Clark. I think he did manage to stab an effort goalwards, and Joe Hudson diving on the ball from at his near post, and there was maybe a sense of danger there from York, but Lancaster just didn't make the opportunity count. Ryan Porter there pulling the strings in the midfield. Alex Moe was caught from behind as he was playing that pass in field to York's number 8, Ruben Vermeulen, and it's now going to be a free kick in the defending half for York. It's a good atmosphere here, and rightly so. It's been a cracker of a game so far. If you're just tuning in on Bailrig FM, University Radio York, or indeed on roseslive.co.uk. Also head there for a current outlook on the live Roses score overall. We'll get that to you at half-time, the way that things are looking so far on this opening day of Roses 2025. Lancaster now with the ball on halfway. They're looking to clip it over the York defence there. They've done just that. The keeper, Joe Hudson, is out there and makes a cracking intervention to deny the Lancaster attacker of a route to getting a shot away, possibly. Finn Billington, who's not seen too much of the ball in the last 5 minutes. Joe Hudson, good bit of goalkeeping there to prevent any danger. When you're striding off your line, you've got to get it right.
Yeah, and Joe Hudson did just that, striding off his line, getting outside the box and just closing down the chance, and he'll have some more work to do now as a corner comes in.
Indeed, Lamb now on the ball, the left boot, in swings the corner from the right-hand side, a header at the back post from George Mann is over the crossbar, centre-back there. Only 19 years of age, George Mann, so very proud, I'm sure he is, to be playing at Roses this year. He's a fresher business economics student. He's not the youngest player on the team, no. That title goes to the centre mid of Ben Billington, who we just mentioned there, 18 years of age. And wow, what a platform, what a stage to be playing on, Simon?
Yeah, it's a beautiful mix of youth and experience. Of course, you'll have first, second and third years all playing in this match, people learning from one another, and you can see the experience and the team gelling on the field. And certainly with the York side, you feel this is one of experience. And Lancaster, well, they look good as well. They certainly did in that first 10 minutes. It's just about getting back to that pushing through the midfield and making sure they can finish their attacks.
Yes, Lancaster looked to go direct there towards the left-hand side, and Boda Ali once again. He's not the tallest player you'll ever see, but he was nearly in behind there had it not have been for a neat intervention, a flicked header to send the ball behind, off to the side for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Taken quickly into Josh Murdoch, and another throw-in will follow for Lancaster as the ball deflects off of a player in white. And possibly not to our surprise, that player in question getting himself stuck in the midfield where whilst defending is Ryan Porter. He's been absolutely everywhere so far. You've got to hand it to him.
Yeah, I have to say, I've spent some time with Ryan Porter, and he was hungry for Roses, absolutely hungry, and he wanted to deliver, and he's been delivering so far on the pitch. Really good at getting back when Lancaster challenged, but also pushing up into the attack. He's doing lots of yards out there, given the heat. Very impressive.
Indeed, York's front man has done really well to harry the Lancaster back line, and Lancaster do, though, manage to get the ball back after his attempted through ball there. Abdu Adegbite. I'm going to get your name right at some point, I do promise that, Abdu. Ball out direct towards the left-hand side for York, and York left winger manages to get the ball under his spell, crosses in for left-hand side. There's Abdu Adegbite, but it's cleared away. Alex Moe was steaming in as the Lancaster player took control of that ball inside the penalty area, managed to hook the ball away in the nick of time. A strong header down from the York centre-back, and they've managed to secure possession in the midfield once more. A Travella pass now with the outside of the boot towards the left wing, and it's cut out. There's Lamb now, the right midfielder for Lancaster, puts it inside his opponent. A sliding tackle which, according to the referee, managed to get the ball to rid Lancaster of possession, but they are back in it once more. They're working the ball through their defence from right to left, up to halfway now, into the left-back position. Now into the left-hand channel. Sliding challenge comes in from behind, which, if you take the man first, you know what you're going to expect from the referee. Free kick given for Lancaster. They've threatened once already. Can they threaten again?
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a silly challenge to give away from Alex Howlett, but a clear foul there. But I suppose he won't mind if this free kick doesn't come to anything. But it could be a costly mistake, as Lancaster now have a chance to get back into this game with their first free kick since that York goal.
Finn Billington and Anton Lamb are standing over this one as the tall players in red pack the penalty area, looking at some of them there with their backs to us. Connor Buck, George Mann, centre-back and left-back, but who can also play in the centre of defence as well. It's going to be Anton Lamb who's over this one. On the left-hand side, about 30-odd yards from goal, with that left boot of his. In it goes, it's into the penalty area. Header is looping, and it's not far over the crossbar from George Mann. That was a decent attempt on goal. They've had once already which struck the crossbar about into the first 10 minutes of the game, really. But they couldn't quite manage to get that chance to pay off. And York taking advantage moments later with a splendid free kick from Ryan Porter, arrowed into the top left corner of the net from roughly 25 yards out as we look at it. And he was probably dreaming about that moment yesterday night, that is for certain. Yeah, York now have the ball under their spell once again with Cal Clark, left back for York. Cal Clark again, pressured by Anton Lamb in that left-back position. He's done well to work it to the centre midfielder for York, but there's a turnover, and the ball is struck into the right channel towards Anton Lamb, the right midfielder, but he was unable to gather the ball. Instead, it was into the arms of York's keeper, Joe Hudson. Now they go direct from right to left, left to right, sorry. York attacker looking to chest it down, but he was unable to. A strong bit of strength coming in there from Lancaster's defender, left back. Now they work it back to their defence. The centre back there searches, looking to scan the pitch for an outlet, but he's not had it yet. And there's Ryan Porter in again, getting to the byline, cutting it back. It's gone through the legs of the defender, still not away yet for Lancaster. And eventually, a free kick has been given for a foul on a defender, as York's front man came through the back of him again, which we've seen once before. The referee will not be afraid to punish. Now an opportunity for Lancaster to try and start another attack again. They seem desperate to get this ball forward as quickly as they can whenever they get the ball under their spell, but for now it's back in their defensive third with George Mann. Across now to the right back. Now a decent ball over the top, and the offside flag doesn't come. A real opportunity here for that, I believe, Archie Addison, and it was a swing and a miss.
A swing and a miss, and almost slightly offside, but a chance nonetheless for Lancaster, who's been struggling to get through there. And Addison will be happy that he managed to challenge there. But if you're Joe Hudson, captaining and in goal, you're very much happy with how York have performed in this first half. Not long left now.
Indeed, not too long left of this first half. I do believe we were on time kicking off in this match between the men's second football teams for York and Lancaster. Lancaster with the ball under their spell in their defence. They work it to the left back position. And there's Addison looking to make a run again as they go direct in towards that left back position, right back position for York. Addison's managed to keep it in here. Now Boda Ali inside once more. Might be a shooting opportunity about 20 yards out. Fair challenge comes in from Ryan Porter. No, never mind. Commentator's curse there. Referee has judged that the tackle there coming in on Finn Billington was not a fair one, and it's going to be a free kick. And very quickly, Anton Lamb has grabbed that ball and placed it on the floor. He looks like he might want this one here.
Yeah, very eager for Lancaster now. They've got a chance, and you feel like Lamb will be sensing something here. Can they get that moment before the end of the first half? York here just looking to do what they've been doing in defence and close down the challenge as quickly as possible. A tantalising free kick.
Can Lancaster put one away of their own here? Up to the ball now, and the answer is no, unfortunately for Lancaster. A free kick which sails over the crossbar safely, and that is half-time, which has absolutely flown by as far as myself and Simon are concerned, live on Bellrig FM, University Radio York, or indeed on roseslive.co.uk. 1-0 to York as we head into half-time in the men's twos football fixture. A dazzling free kick from the centre midfielder for York, Ryan Porter, who has put himself about not just going forward but also in the defensive third as well. Just thinking back to that absolutely fantastic sliding challenge as well to really save the blushes of Joe Hudson, who, for as solid as he's been with the ball at his feet all afternoon so far, passed it straight to Addison, York's Lancaster striker, but they were unable to make the chances pay. And has that really been the story for Lancaster so far, their profligacy in front of goal?
Yeah, it really has. They've had so many chances just outside of the net, but none of them have come off, and that's probably testament as well to York's defensive three, including Howlett, who's had a particularly good first half. He's closed down a few challenges. Clark as well. both looking to close down those Lancaster attacks, and Lancaster haven't really managed to get back into this match after the first 20 minutes. That free kick was a sloppy free kick just at the end before half-time, but you do feel now that York are in the driving seat. And if you're just joining us here on Roses Live or URY or YSTV or Balerig FN, then I have two words for you: Ryan Porter.
Indeed, he has been the standout player so far in this game, but there's just as much to say as well for Lancaster's attacker Archie Addison, who has had the best moment for them from the free kick on the left-hand side. We've been speaking a lot about dead ball situations so far today, and that's really been the story of the game so far. When the ball is dead, both teams have been threatening more so than when the ball is live. But his header struck the crossbar from level with the 6-yard box. And that was as close as Lancaster came, and maybe they might have been building something from that chance in front of goal had it not have been for the wonderful Ryan Porter free kick. If you missed any of the action today, then I do believe you can go and at least watch it back on YTV's YouTube channel. We'll also be collating some highlights later on in the day for our roundup show at the University Radio York and Balerig FM's roundup show, which is on from 10 up until midnight. So you don't want to miss any of that, nor any of the action we have coming up for you whilst the sports are still live. 1-0 to York as we approach the second half with pace in the men's football second match. Don't go anywhere. But really, I just can't get over how good the weather is. Honestly, I was in a meeting actually just with a few of the Roses media committee in the preparation for Roses, and we had said that there was not one Roses, or not at least one of the past two Roses, that the some of us hadn't been rained on. But the weather's clearly got on the message this time.
Yeah, my fan club's just walking past. But yes, the weather is absolutely glorious here on the athletics pitch, and it's been a fantastic story of York's success and Ryan Porter, Halifax College FC success as well. And I tell you what, you couldn't ask for anything. I'm going to have to slap on some sun cream, Ollie, because it is absolutely scorching.
It really is scorching. That free kick was as scorching as the weather currently is as well. Indeed. But who else, apart from the obvious players we've already mentioned, do you think have really stuck out for you, Simon, in this opening 45 minutes?
Yeah, well, I have to say, we've mentioned the obvious players, but I think for York, a quiet player who's been tidy just at centre-back would be Elliot Gale. I've really enjoyed watching him. He's had some good chances that he's won. He's closed down some good chances from Lancaster, and I think he's been exceptional so far as well. And I think that you really get the sense that York have gelled well together as a team. They know what each other is doing. They're aware of each other on the pitch, and you just feel like personal performances like that from Ryan Porter are almost inevitable when they're performing like that. And then in terms of Lancaster, I think that Archie Addison is worth a mention, and also Bodat Ali on that left wing. He's just made it so easy, looks so easy for Lancaster, and he's been the one. Challenging on that left-hand side and on that left wing.
As we promised, we're going to give a score update, not just from this game, but overall in the Roses 2025 varsity competition. As scores currently stand, York with 26.5, Lancaster, who could make history by winning 4 Roses in a row for the first time in its history, 45.5, and an advantage of 19 for Lancaster as we approach the back end of Friday's fixtures heading into Saturday.
Oh, York, you've got to get winning quickly in Roses. You've got to start quickly, and those scores tell you there that Lancaster are firmly on top in this first day of events. York will be gutted because Lancaster will make history, as you said, Ollie, if they win this Roses. Also the 60th anniversary, and on home soil. That will make it much more meaningful for York. But so far in the whole competition, Lancaster have been on top. But here, Ollie, we've got a sub-story of York dominating.
Indeed we do. York have been the more dangerous side both from dead ball situations, and also whilst the ball is in active play, as the York players are back out. And maybe it's not so much a surprise that York players are back out sooner. Lancaster being held back a little bit. They've got a few more things to talk over, a few more things to discuss. But we are about to get back underway in this enticing Roses fixture. You do not want to go anywhere whilst this fixture is on currently. York 1 goal to the good, courtesy of Ryan Porter's fantastic free kick. But Lancaster have had opportunities of their own as well. Can they create more? They've hit the crossbar once already in this match. That was earlier in the first half. Can they repeat their threats in front of goal? We're about to find out in Rose's 2025 coverage of men's twos football. As Simon, to my left, just starts applying the sun cream. You can tell just how scorching of a day it is. And if you are... I'm sure that the spectators off to our left and over on the opposite side of the pitch will be taking the exact same precaution as well. Ball is on the centre spot. Referee is checking with either keeper that we're ready to get back underway. The teams have switched sides. We're waiting on the referee's whistle. Rose's 2025 men's twos football fixture is back underway. Supposedly, we've had some early encroachment from, I think, a few players in red into the York territory. We are back underway as York look to go direct straight away, but it's into the arms of Lancaster's goalkeeper. York looking to enact a high press here in Lancaster's right back position. They've not won the ball at the first time of asking. A high press indeed, as Lancaster are looking to almost wriggle their way out of their right back position, and they have just conceded a throw in. Not really what they wanted early on into this second half. Simon, do York change what they've been doing early on? We've seen that they've been not afraid to run at their opponents. They've looked to get the ball out wide, but they've also been more patient on the ball, you could say, than Lancaster, who've opted for a more direct approach. Will we see any different?
No, I think more of the same from... They'll just be to attack well and attack when they can. And we do apologise for that language that you may have heard there. But I do feel like York will just be continuing more of the same here.
York running through the middle here, and they've managed to work it out to the left-hand side. And they're looking for the return pass there on the overlap, but that was unable to happen. And now Lancaster will have to settle for another throw in. But for now, there is a Lancaster player who has hit the deck inside the penalty area. That centre-back, Lancasterian centre-back of George Mann, who, with his partner at the back, they've had a fair lot to do so far today. Less so for York, but we'll see whether that will change as the second half progresses. I think, will we see a scrappier affair as the game goes on, or will we see different from that, Simon?
Well, it's been quite a scrappy first half, if we're honest, Ollie. We do feel here that there has been some challenges. York have given away some challenges that they wouldn't have wanted to. But I think you know it will continue with the same level of energy, because these players, they want it. They want to win Roses, and York will want to continue to challenge.
Anton Lamb there looking to pass out from the back on the edge of his own penalty area. And his teammate there shielding the ball nicely. And Lancaster now managed to clear the ball outfield. They've gone direct here towards Boda Ali. Goalkeeper steps off his line to head the ball away. He has done just that, but Josh Murdoch has recovered possession here out wide on the left-hand side. Goes to Connor Buck, and now the ball is under the spell of Ben Millington. But York do manage to clear the ball away. They're keeping good shape off the ball here, as Lancaster look to try and trick them with a quick ball over the top of the defence. But York are not having it this afternoon. They've been very organised so far in this second period, which has admittedly not been going on for very long. So there's plenty more action coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, look, York just shutting down any chances that Lancaster may have and quickly turning them into attacking presses in that midfield.
Throw in from York, taken on the right-hand side. Alex Moe is in possession now, looks to flick it infield. And there's nice football towards Ryan Porter. Hits the deck, no foul, according to the referee, and Lancaster will look to go direct immediately. That's towards Addison on the left-hand side. It's a nice ball over the top, but a good header away, and York now will have to settle for a throw. Lancaster, will settle for a throw-in on the left-hand side. Looking to go direct again. are Lancaster. That's been evidence from the start of this match. Whether or not that strategy will pay off, we are yet to see. Now Lancaster retrieve the ball from the athletics track, which encircles this football pitch here just by the sports centre. There's the throw, and it's long on towards the edge of the penalty area. York have managed to head it away, and then Alex Moe with the second ball flicks it away further. Lancaster now with the ball back with their defence, and the goalkeeper now, Jack Briggs, passes out to right back. And now they hit the ball up direct again. Anton Lamb, I believe that is, who's remained on the right-hand side, looking to flick the ball further with his head, and the ball has ended up deeper into Lancaster territory with Abdou Adgabite contending, and it's now thrown for Lancaster. Simon, the sun cream is on. You're ready to go for the rest of the second 45.
It's an absolute scorcher, so God knows how they're feeling out there on the pitch. But listen, I have to say, York really pushing into attack at the moment.
Long thrown from York, which is cleared away by Anton Lamb on the edge of his own penalty area. There's Addison there trying to compete with the York centre-back, and he's done well to shield the ball nicely. And there's Boda Ali now, breaking over halfway on the left-hand side, cutting in field, and he's clearly being held. The referee has given advantage before, then blowing back immediately after that advantage disappeared, and a free kick is in order halfway inside the York territory for Lancaster. And who will be on this one for Lancaster? It looks like Josh Murdick is in there. Anton Lamb is now walking over towards the ball as well in the centre of the pitch. Good opportunity for Lancaster to draw the score level, and if anything, they're going to need that goal sooner rather than later in this game. Free kick. Anton Lamb is over it, and he takes it. And the goalkeeper was on target, but the goalkeeper maybe would have been expecting the ball to fall into his gloves there, but his defender took it away from him. And now the ball's up the other end on the edge of the penalty area with Abdou Adegbeite. He's done well to shield the ball away, but then Lancaster man gets the challenge in and clears the ball up the pitch.
Yeah, free kick there.
Devaney.
Free kick from Lancaster, just lacked power. Not quite getting enough power to just propel the ball. And Joe Hudson, no worries for him when trying to defend that one, and turned nicely by York back into an attacking chance by Abdou Adgabite, who's looked to challenge a lot. He's just not quite had that chance to bring it on goal just yet.
You're just tuning in on roseslive.co.uk or listening in via Belreg FM or University Radio York. A warm welcome to you. This is live coverage of Roses 2025, the men's second football fixture. 1-0 to York. Ryan Porter with a cracking free kick halfway into the opening 45. And it really was a perler. I can still remember it in my mind now. What a beauty.
Still thinking about that. Yeah, I think he's going to watch that back again and again.
I think there's no doubt of that whatsoever. That might be, I think that's his weekend sorted out, isn't it? Ball is struggled behind now, and it's a goal kick for York. As the goalkeeper now goes to retrieve the ball from... It's a very unique pitch, actually. It's a very unique location. It's a football pitch. It's a pretty big football pitch as well, surrounded by an athletics pitch with a pavilion and the surrounding campus buildings. But a very fitting venue nonetheless for the spectacle that is Roses 2025 football. We have got the Ones game on straight after this as well from 4 p.m. On the athletics track pitch. That should be going live to radio and Roses Live, so you do not want to miss that whatsoever. Stay tuned for what is arguably one of the biggest spectacles of the entire weekend, and they're all on Friday, these football fixtures. Yeah,
fantastic spectacle that Ones game will be. Of course, York in that game have been struggling in their league, got relegated this season, so that will be an interesting matchup. But right here, the twos, York's twos, are on top of Lancaster twos. Indeed. And they don't seem to be showing any signs of slowing.
That's right. Lancaster are breaking here with Boda Ali on the right-hand side this time. It's an amazing run here, still going. Looks to put it onto his left foot with a nice chop, but it's he's been tackled and the ball is cleared away. Eventually, Lancaster will have a throw-in on the right-hand side, about 25 yards from goal. Again, it's Boda Ali, who we've got to say is really putting a shift in up top for Lancaster and has been carrying his team forward.
Yeah, Boda Ali really wants that chance. You have to say, though, in that passage of play, Alex Howler again shutting down that chance and shutting down Boda Ali and his attempt to get through on goal. As there's just a brief stoppage in play here.
Indeed, there's another injury here, but he's back on his feet. We can't quite make out who that is. As we said earlier in the first half, the white numbers on the white shirts, albeit they do have a black outline, are not very clear to us. As a flicked header. Oh, a good chance for Lancaster there. Flicked header from Boda Ali as his teammates Addison was in there trying to get on the end of it at the back post. As now York look to turn defence into attack immediately. Alex Moe on the right wing there looking to play in the front man for York, but he was unable to find his teammate, and the ball is now back in York territory, and it's on the left hand side for York now, and it's going to be a throw in. And Lancaster are trying to kind of hurry York along with proceedings, aren't they? And you can understand why.
Yeah, they need to get back into this game, and they need to get back into this game quickly, but they are not really finding their moments and their chances here, whereas York keep pushing in their attack.
All the way back, York go to their goalkeeper, Joe Hudson. Now he's got a bit of time on the ball here to pick out the right pass, and he's gone left to his left back. And now back it goes once more to Hudson. Now out to the right. York can afford to take their time here. Lancaster just sitting off a little bit now. There's the ball played in field towards Porter. Can't quite follow it on to Lancaster's striker. And now it's an opportunity maybe for Alex Moe to go direct. The screen from the opposite side of the pitch comes through. Wanting the ball there was
Elliot Gale, a screen.
Number 14, Elliot Gale, who has, I believe, come onto the pitch in this second half as a substitute.
He did have a bit of time on the pitch in the first half, but Gale, he wanted that chance. You could hear him. You could hear him from over here. Didn't quite pay off on that occasion, but that's the right sort
now
of
a sloppy
attitude.
Pass from Lancaster, and Abdu Adegbite senses danger. Alex Moe managed to get the ball under a spell after Adegbite just poked it towards him, but he was unable to make the return pass once again. But Lancaster can't afford passes like that in their own half.
And Lancaster look a bit dejected here. Not managed to push through that midfield. The attack of York just proving to be too strong, particularly on that left-hand side. And they'll certainly be hoping that they can continue that momentum as this game continues. And what a beautiful crowd there is here in the sunshine.
I mean, the conditions, we've said this before in the first half, we sound like broken records, we do, but they just couldn't be better. It is certainly, the weather does have an effect on football matches. There's a sort of myth you may have heard that football matches and football players get more aggressive as the rain comes down. But I don't know. What's your opinion on that, Simon?
I'm not sure the weather has too much impact, but yeah, it's beautiful conditions out there, and if anything, they'll just be too hot. Hence why they've got water breaks in there involved.
Long throw from the right-hand side for Lancaster. It's not quite clear yet. Boda Ali tries to get it under a spell. The winger for Lancaster. It's a neat turn in the penalty area. Gets it onto his right foot. Oh, and they're queuing up here to try and take an effort here. Any of the Lancaster bodies there. They did eventually get the shot in, but it was cleared away. It looked like Boda Ali was lining up to shoot there, but he let his teammate take the reins.
You can sense Boda Ali is just hungry for that goal. But again, that York defence, that York back line that I keep banging on about, just being strong and not letting him get through with his chances on goal. Joe Hudson, he's not had to do much work yet so far in this second half. And Lancaster, they'll be sensing that time is ticking down.
Another long throw there from the right-hand side as the ball trickles through eventually into the arms of Joe Hudson. A couple of good long throws from Ray Thomas Devaney there. The York, I believe the right back for York as part of that back four setup. Now here's Alex Moe on halfway for York. Touches it back to York's right back, and now further back it goes to Joe Hudson in goal. Lancaster now looking to exact a press here through the number 89 Finn Billington there. Boda Ali getting an interception in on the pass that was going towards Abdu Adegbite. I think I've mastered it now. I think I've mastered Abdu's name. And it's now a throw in for York on the right-hand side. Of course, we must mention the ones match, which is on right after this fixture has ended near enough. It's on from 4 p.m. live on YSTV, URY, Belrig FM, as well as roadslive.co.uk. You do not want to go anywhere. The athletics track pitch for now is where the bulk of the action is going to happen, as Lancaster now do make a change. That's number 78 there for Lancaster, making way. Unfortunately, one of our mystery players today, it's either Mohammed Aine or Ewan McShannon, who's gone off. We'll let you know who has replaced him as soon as we know of that. There's the header from Josh Murdoch to bouncing about all over the place as this ball. Lancaster struggling to get it away. Eventually Porter gets it under control. Lancaster now do touch it back to their goalkeeper. Adegbite is steaming in to try and make an interception, but they do manage to get it away. Here's Ali on halfway. Porter back defending. That's not Porter, sorry. That is one of the York players who has got his back turned to me now. Of course, it is the centre back for York, number 6 of Luca Forterero Seya. But Lancaster now coming inside from the left-hand side. Ali touches it back. Eventually, it's worked to the right-hand side for Lancaster. This is a nice build here. They've gone across their entire midfield. Now it's Devaney, the right back, who's up here in advanced position. Cuts it back from the byline, neat header away. York are not going to let this go for a throw-in, but eventually it has gone out as the linesman signals. Right on the far side there. He must be about 100 metres away from where we are. A full pitch length near enough. And Lancaster now with a throw-in. And again, it's Devaney who's on it to try and trouble this York defence. But you've got to say they've defended their box very well from this kind of scenario.
They have. York don't look too busy in the defence. They know what they're doing and they're trusting what they're doing, and it's paying off at the moment.
Nice pass back out to Devaney on the right-hand side. As he managed to get it under control, he's struck it against the York man, and the ball is out for a throw-in again. This might be a bit too far for Devaney to send this ball into the penalty area. It is indeed. He's gone to Murdoch, looking to turn away from inside the right channel. And York now have a throw-in after a sliding challenge. Neat sliding challenge, you've got to say, sends the ball out of play.
Lancaster just reminding me now of that first 10 minutes of the first half when they were pushing up offensively, not quite getting the chances off, but certainly getting to near or outside the box. And then you just feel that York are under a little bit more pressure now as it goes back to Joe Hudson.
Indeed, Lancaster again sitting off a little bit. It looks like Ali has drifted into more of a central midfield position now, as Lancaster are looking to be a little bit more compact. And because the worst thing that could possibly happen, you've got to say, Simon, is conceding a second goal, which York, they've not been far away a couple of times this half.
No, they've certainly been challenging, but Lancaster again here are looking to equalise, and they are hungry inside that box.
It is going to be a corner kick, it looks like, for Lancaster out on this left-hand side. I can't quite make out who that is who's gone over to take that corner. Right on the other side of the pitch to where we are currently sat, because our microphone leads will only stretch so far before being damaged. Corner kick then for Lancaster. In from the right-hand side. Referee, I think he stopped the play. Maybe what is the situation there? He's going over towards the York bench, it would seem, to have a slight word with, I think, somebody who may have been sitting on the bench. Not sure why that was for, but the referee felt it appropriate nonetheless. And now this corner will be able to happen for Lancaster. In it goes from the right-hand side. It's an in-swinger, in towards the back post, and there is a header that gets up. Oh, it's a real scramble, and it has been put in, and Lancaster are level. It's a real scrappy goal, but they're not going to care whatsoever. I believe that was eventually Finn Billington who stabbed it in from pretty much point-blank range. A man in red managed to get his head to it. May well have been Devaney, the towering right back, at the back post. York didn't clear it away, and you don't give anybody in the 6-yard box a second bite at the cherry, but that's exactly what York have done. We said that York's goal in the first half was against the run of the play. Well, Lancaster's goal is exactly the same. 1-1, game on.
Scrappy concession there from York. They'll be annoyed with themselves. The defender's just not quite there, and Joe Hudson in the end couldn't just get to it. But there's signs from Ryan Porter as they walked back to the middle that they want to keep their body language going, keep the intensity going. It's now all to play for. Back to 1-1.
Indeed, York have made another substitution. We'll let you know what that is as soon as we can decipher what that was. But for now, if you're just tuning in on Berwick FM, URI, or indeed over at roseslive.co.uk, where you can find all of the other streams that are happening concurrently, welcome to coverage of the men's second football match between York and Lancaster. One apiece. Equaliser for Lancaster coming through. Number 89, the central attacking midfielder, 20-year-old Finn Billington, who is one of the more experienced players in the side. He's a second year. There's a good mix, as you said, of youth and experience in this Lancaster team, and they have been pulling together in the second half as a unit. They've not let their heads drop. It was a scrappy goal, but they're not going to care one bit.
No, they won't care about how that goal was conceded. They will just care that it went in. And York now will be looking for a chance to give them a chance to go ahead once more.
Long throw from the left-hand side. That may well have been Cal Clark there. Porter looking to stab the ball back towards his defender. Alex Moe now looking to enter into a race with Lancaster's number 99, who unfortunately is another one of our mystery players today. And now a throw-in for Lancaster on the left-hand side. It looks to be another. They have a preference for this long throw routine. May have they been practicing this in training?
And imagine that Lancaster have practiced this long throw over and over again, because they seem to quite like it, and it has paid off.
In comes the throw-in. There's a header away initially from a player in white, now hacked up towards halfway. Adegbite's challenging, but a Lancaster header is a good one, and Lancaster now back in possession in their right-back position. York exacting a good press here, high up the pitch, but Lancaster looking to play around that. They've done just that. They're working it through the midfield well. Now it's across to Ali on the left-hand side. One pass further to Connor Buck, the left wing-back, who's now forward. It's a decent cross into the box from the left-hand side. And shout of a handball potentially towards the referee from Lancaster. Not going to be given. And Lancaster do have the ball under their spell again. Devaney, nice touch just to prevent the ball from going out of play. There's Murdoch. Murdoch looking for Devaney again on the overlap on the right-hand side, but it's good work from York shielding the ball out of play. Goal kick. And the mood in here, or the mood in here, the mood out here, I should say, you could now cut it with a knife.
Yeah, it's dropped a little bit, hasn't it, from the fans and the spectators. There's still plenty of time left in this match. And York will be hungry. They know what's on the line.
Indeed so. This is, I believe, 2 points heading to the winner of this fixture. Of course, all fixtures weighted slightly differently, depending on the level of playing, the level of the two teams which are playing one another. They look to go direct this time, York, adopting a style that Lancaster have preferred all afternoon. But that is the number 8 there, for York, Ruben Vermeulen, who's not going to get there as the referee blows for a drinks break, the second of the match, the first of this half, as is obligatory in a heat such as this. I am fearing for my neck, which is unprotected and facing the sun.
Similar story to before the first drinks break, actually. Lancaster on top. It was only in that second passage of play in the first half after the drinks break where we saw that brilliant goal by Ryan Porter that York really came out on top, and York started the second half with intensity, but that sloppy chance meant that Lancaster were able to draw it back to 1-1, and now York and Lancaster will both be hungry for that win, sensing an opportunity in this final passage after the drinks break. In the hot conditions, they're going to have to dig deep, but they will want a result in this match.
Of course, Roses definitely is a stage upon which heroes are made, Simon. And there's been good passages of play both when the ball's been live for Lancaster and York, but I think this moment really, or this match, has just been down to individual moments of brilliance and moments of bravery as well. That free kick from Ryan Porter, absolutely stunning, but then a real goalmouth scramble right before Lancaster's goal, and a brave effort just sticking your foot into the massive players, all swinging their boots towards the ball to try and get it clear. And it was an emphatic finish from the Lancastrian Finn Billington.
Yeah, Finn Billington will be really pleased with that as well. And those individual performances, Finn Billington, Ryan Porter, that's been, as you say, the story of the match. It's not been end-to-end football, but it has been a scrap in the middle. It's been a scrap. There's been some challenges, some tackles, and you can see now York just finishing their team talk. Lancaster eager to get back out onto the pitch. They sense momentum is with them.
Indeed they do. What do you think the York team were saying to one another, and indeed the Lancaster team as well? Because they might well be conveying quite different messages at this point in time.
I think York will want to, they'll be conveying about going back to what they were doing at the end of that first half, really playing into the attacking channels. For Lancaster, they'll be saying, boys, keep up the intensity, keep up what we were doing just before the drinks break, because it's been working for us and we've been able to take those long throw-ins, to take those chances up front. But you just feel it really is about to get tense here on the athletics track.
Indeed it is. I mean, we spoke about the atmosphere here. It was absolutely buzzing, of course, which is unsurprising given the amount of York fans on their home turf. But as soon as that Lancaster goal went in, there was a bit of a muted disbelief almost. It was completely against the run of play. A short pass there from Lancaster out of the back, but they do eventually manage to get the ball clear. They're looking to pass the ball up towards their striker. Ball is then cleared away and out for a throw-in for Lancaster in their left-back position. As the ball just rebounds right off of the press seats immediately to our left-hand side. Connor Buck will take the throw-in for Lancaster. One thing as well I've noted, Simon, Lancaster, they prefer high numbers. A lot of high numbers here, 98, 97, 94, 80. York, not so much. Different preference for numbers there.
Absolutely, different preferences for shirt numbers. Although I'm sure that won't have come into their preparations at all.
No. Now there's a strong challenge there, which the referee has waved advantage for. Murdoch there, centre midfielder field of York, with a lovely switch of play to the left-hand side, but headed back to the goalkeeper for York very neatly there, showing good composure under pressure.
Joe Hudson, just been a pair of safe hands, to be fair, apart from conceding that one goal, but that was a scrap in the defence. And you just feel this is going to get really scrappy really quickly here.
As a free kick, we've said it, the commentators curse, a free kick just comes in for Lancaster inside the centre circle, or just outside I should say, for a push in the back, which we see all far too often in football these days. They're not particularly nasty challenges, they just stop the run of play, often at times when teams don't need the flow of the play to even stop. And with the scores level, you'd imagine they both just want to get on with it. So it's best that, would you say, Simon, that both teams don't let their ill discipline or any ill discipline get the better of them now?
No, you don't want to be giving away silly challenges.
Ali peeling in from the left-hand side, the winger neats through ball there towards Devaney by the byline. First time shot from Devaney, and the ball is wide to a few sarcastic jeers from the York faithful right over the other side of the pitch from where we're sitting. Devaney's got into some good spaces there on the right wing. I think Lancaster making better use of their fullbacks, really. I think they may be playing it may look like, no, definitely a back four formation, I think it looks like. But Connor Buck and Devaney have really have come on leaps and bounds in the second half, getting into some really decent spaces, and that shot was not far off target from the York wing-back. Sorry.
Yeah, channeling into those passages and building the momentum behind them.
Here's Alex Moe in the midfield for York. Goes back to York's defender, and he completes the 1-2. Here's Alex Moe again. Neat turn away from his man. Now onto the left wing. Cuts inside here. It's a decent run. Lancaster nipping him with a good challenge. Murdoch now looking to find his teammate, and he does. The goal scorer there, Finn Billington. His direct pass was cut out from York, and York have now managed to secure a throw-in right in line with their bench. You might think, Simon, those substitutes over there, they're absolutely desperate to get on the pitch, but will York want to change anything after the recent changes they've made? Possibly not.
No, I think they've been playing okay. They've been playing well. It'll just be a case of who's tired out there, whose legs have had enough in them, who wants to stay on the pitch for this final bit, and whether they need a fresh pair of legs just to give them that extra bit of energy. But they won't make too many changes, I shouldn't think, in this final.
Now direct ball over the top there from York's right back, and I think that is number 10 for York, trying to get right on the end of it, but he was just unable to. At full stretch there was Joseph Gascoigne, who's come on the pitch there, a substitute in the second half. Connor Buck there, just shielding the ball out of play. We do apologise if you did pick up any unsavoury language just then in the right by the corner flag, nearest to where we're sitting currently, under the sun. It doesn't get much better than this, Simon, does it?
No, it doesn't. Beautiful sunshiny weekend for roses. I'll be having a pint later.
It's just so perfect. Again, it's a scrappy bit of play in the midfield from Lancaster, but they've managed to escape with Billington, looking to switch the play over to the left-hand side in Ali. Here he is. He's got a bit of time and a bit of space here. He's going at his defender here, cutting inside. Josh Murdick. Now onto the right wing again. Devaney's making a run on the overlap. Billington finds him. Devaney's first time cross is a good one. Cut out by, it looks to be Cal Clark. And now York look to turn defence into attack with their left winger, striking the ball up the pitch first time, but the ball had run out of play to York's frustration. And it is now a throw-in for Lancaster. Game is petering out a little bit here. As we mentioned, it was a scrappy first half. Second half started off a bit better, but it's kind of devolving a little bit more. We go on.
It is, but you would say Lancaster have had some chances. Really pushing on that right-hand side, as you were saying earlier. And they will be hoping that momentum can stay with them. Nobody wants a draw, do they?
No, it's not necessarily what the crowd want, really, is it? I mean, I suppose if there is a draw, then it's kind of not the worst outcome that could possibly happen. But yes, the home faithful at least will be dying for a good result for their York team there. Murdick playing the ball forward, and York looking to clear the ball away. They're not doing so at the first time of asking. They do it the second, and the ball looping towards the halfway line. Porter getting himself involved. He's wanting a foul. It's not going to come, and York have to hoof the ball away. I believe that is
Elliot Gale there.
Yes, Elliot Gale getting the ball away. Number 14, full-back for York. Of course, York do have a lot of experience, as well as Lancaster do. A lot of three players in their starting lineup winning with the threes last year. There's a flicked effort towards goal, which has hit the crossbar out of absolutely nothing. Lancaster could have been in front. That was absolutely unbelievable. That always went in slow motion, didn't they? One simple touch, no pressure on the ball from York, about 25 yards out, offset to the right. I believe that was Addison there who took the shot after a neat touch, offset to the right-hand side. 2 crossbar hits for Lancaster now in this game. They might be feeling a bit unlucky now.
Addison just caught us both completely off guard there. Just sort of drifted towards the crossbar, and it was so close to getting in.
And again, Joe Hudson, rooted.
Joe Hudson rooted.
As comfortable as he's been with the
comfortable
ball
as you
at
like.
his feet.
And that ball just sort of drifted. Not too much of a challenge there, again, for Joe Hudson.
Throw in for Lancaster. Lancaster for York. And it is Ben Turner who is on the throw in, takes it short. There's Gascoigne. Gascoigne taking his time, picking out his teammate Abdou Adegbite. Coming in field now, Alex Moe, 25 yards out, squares it. Ryan Porter may take the shot. He does. It's blocked. I think Lancaster may have learned that if he's going to take a shot from 25 yards out, you've got to press him.
Yeah, and they did press him there. There were shouts of hit it, but Porter just couldn't find any time as the Lancaster defenders just closed him down.
As the ball is cleared away by Lancaster for another throw-in for York. Long throw. It's drifted into the penalty area, and eventually the Lancaster keeper has the ball in his hands. We're just tuning in on roseslive.co.uk on YSTV stream, or indeed over with University Radio York and Bailrig FM. A warm welcome to you. It's 1-1 currently between York and Lancaster in the men's second football match. A pearl of a free kick from centre midfielder Ryan Porter before Billington for Lancaster scored a scrappy goal, which will not bother the Red Roses whatsoever to level the score up from a corner as we approach what feels like the last 20 or so minutes of the game. Here's Adegbite, cuts it back, attempted clearance is ricocheted quite unfortunately against a player in white. Shot comes in, blocked. They might get another opportunity here, Lancaster. It's a bit of a it's a bit of a scramble. Eventually, Ryan Porter looks to take control of the situation on the edge of the penalty area. Lancaster, though, defending well, defending with strength, but Porter has won it back. Good strength of his own there on the left-hand side. Passes infield. Gascoigne. Eventually, it's cleared away up towards Ali. Alex Moe having a good battle here, and Ali has won that battle. Looks to pass it forward. Clark in strongly. Gascoigne here looking to get on the end of the pass forward. He's unable to. Real scrap here, right on the edge of the penalty area here. Eventually, you'll get it under control. A decent run into the penalty area. He goes, and it's wide. That's a great opportunity. I can't quite make out who that was with the white numbering on the white shirt. Not exactly ideal for these sort of conditions with the sun absolutely beaming down onto the backs of the York players. But that was close. A good run in from the left-hand side after what was, again, a real scrap. York battling away very hard, more so than Lancaster in that instance there. The shot right from across the face of goal from the left, luckily for Lancaster's keeper, wasn't called into a save. But he was worried. He was diving it near to full stretch there.
Yeah, I think that was Charlie Milner on that left-hand side, and
Charlie Milner.
It was a good challenge. And York will be annoyed that didn't go in, but again, pressure building on the Lancaster defenders to close down those chances. Ryan Porter almost got through, Elliot Gale almost got through, and Charlie Milner did get through, but just went wide of the net there.
Someone who has pulled up.
I believe that's Elliot Gale going off the pitch.
For York there is. I think they are making that substitution. Gale is off. The substitute bib is on. And coming on, we can't quite make out who that is for now, but once we know, we will let you know who it is. Lancaster have taken their goal kick short. Lancaster now with the ball. Centre back at Sean Howley running right to left. Now ball over the top, and it's in towards Lancaster's front men. And he's touched it down well. Strong sliding challenge coming in there, and the crowd really rewarding him for that. But the cross comes in nonetheless from the left-hand side. And that's, I believe, not sure quite who it is, but he just couldn't quite get the ball under his spell. Ball breaks into the midfield here for Lancaster, but Alex Moe is in quickly and hoofs the ball away. And Gascoigne there was sniffing. The striker who's come on in the second half with Abdou Adegbite now out on this right-hand side. Here's Howley inside his own half with the ball, taking it again towards that left-hand side. Ali offers his services, dropping onto halfway, but a neat ball over the top towards Buck. Can he get on the end of this? He does. Now looking to hook it towards the left channel, and he's won a throw-in. Does he want to take it quickly? He does, and Ali offers his services. Chests it down. Another direct ball there into the York penalty area, but that was just a little breakdown in communication there. I don't think any of the Lancaster front men even anticipated that.
No, it changed quite quickly on its head, that situation. Lancaster suddenly with the opportunity of a press and took it quite well. But again, that York defence staying solid as they have throughout the match.
Indeed. Here is Lancaster in possession again on halfway. It's out towards Devaney, the right wing back. Can he keep it in play? He does. Challenge comes in from York, and a throw-in will follow now. The referee stops play. What might that be for? We are trying to figure out what that is. There might be a couple of balls on the pitch potentially. We are trying to figure out what's happening currently for the stoppage in play. Oh, there's a shin pad which was fallen out, which has now been tucked in by York's right back right this minute. But I think now Ben Turner has successfully inserted that shin pad again, and we are ready to restart. That was a good spot from the referee, actually. That was quite a way away from where he was positioned. We're back in play now. Throw-in taken from the right. Stabbed away by York. Lancaster looking to head the ball back into the York half from Devaney. And they've done just that. Hooked over the head there of a Lancaster player. Murdoch with a good header. And now they're looking to play over the defence towards Ali. Can he get on this? He can. There's a strong hint for a penalty, possibly. They've got it! Penalty for Lancaster. Ali was sniffing at the back post, trying to get onto the loose ball, and the referee had judged that. He was taken down with I think the right arm there might have been extended from the York defender. We're not so sure. They are right the other side of the pitch to where we are sat at the moment. Lancaster penalty, as one of the photographers sprints his way down from one side of the pitch to the other to get a photograph of this.
York's
What an
defender
opportunity.
not happy with that call, but a penalty has been given nonetheless. And what a moment this will be in this
Klaxon
game.
is sounding from the crowd, and I believe it is Archie Addison. He's had his opportunities in this game to stamp his mark. Can he take his chance from the set piece? He's hit the crossbar once in the first half. He has an opportunity from 12 yards to put Lancaster in front. The turnaround will be complete if this ball is in from 12 yards. Referee just checking for any encroachment. He's actually checking whether the ball is fully on the centre, on the penalty spot, and he's not quite happy with the placement. He's calling Addison over now to reset the ball on the pitch. I think a call there from a York player for the atmosphere and the home end to be raised as well. We're reaching a crescendo here as Addison now takes a deep breath on the ball. Can he bury it from 12 yards for 2-1 to Lancaster? He has! Buried into the bottom corner! Brilliant free kick. And he has finally got his goal. He has threatened earlier in this game. And York now, the comeback is complete.
What a goal!
The entirety of their outfield are now in the bottom right corner there. We do apologise for some language which you may or may not have just picked up there. Someone thought it would have been clever to someone who may well have just said some unsavoury language towards our Atmos mic, which will have been picked up there. We do apologise for that. Some of these things we just can't control as broadcasters. Lancaster,
Addison,
though, are in full control of their destiny in
And
this
Archie
game.
Addison looked in deep control. Joe Hudson just almost got a hand to it. He dived the correct way, but it just wasn't enough. And they'll be annoyed they gave away that challenge, York. As it sits now, Lancaster 2-1 up with the game nearing its end.
Gascoigne looking to poke it through to his teammate there on the left wing. Addison there, though, working so hard ever since his goal. That must have rolled him up, and he's managed to play his opposition, one of his fellow players in here. He's unable to do that. York stabbed the ball away. But Lancaster may are sensing now an opportunity to go and grab another one. York now behind. If you're just tuning in here to the men's football second match live on University Radio York, Belrig FM and Roses Live. Ball over the top towards Gascoigne. Full stretch. Calls for a penalty for York now as Lancaster's goalkeeper was off his line. I think as much as whether there's a foul or not for any team, it's almost an automatic call now for any team to.
And it is getting scrappy out there. It's getting absolutely scrappy out there. And York are not happy with the ref at all. Not happy with the decisions that have been made there. York's player still down inside the Lancaster box.
Indeed, that's Gascoigne, the substitute in the second half. He's struggling to get back onto his feet here. He's clutching what it would look to be his right ankle. I think he is really hobbling at the moment. Might be a worry for York. But it is back underway this game. If you're just tuning in, it's 2-1 to Lancaster. They've come from behind. A spectacular free kick from Ryan Porter. Oh, a possible moment there from Lancaster's goalkeeper. He did manage to get the ball out of his feet and the pass out of his feet eventually, but he was under pressure from Adegbite, York's number 9. Ryan Porter with a splendid free kick to set the ball rolling in this game and for York partway through the first half. Lancaster took until halfway through the second half roughly to respond with a scrappy goal of their own on behalf of Ben Millington. And then a penalty for Lancaster, a controversial decision from the perspective of Lancaster, from York, of course, who may well always view a penalty that way. And it was Archie Addison who did threaten in the first half, hitting the crossbar from a free kick level with the 6-yard box in the first half. He managed to get his goal in the end from 12 yards, burying it into the bottom left. Meanwhile, that's Lancaster's winger, that's Boda Ali, who is down and may want to receive some treatment here.
Yeah, you just have to take a moment here. You feel York will feel hard done by the referee's decisions, given that a penalty was given to Lancaster, but a similar challenge taking place inside the box when York on the press, and the referee did not give it, and it's all got very scrappy here. And unfortunately, we now will see a Lancaster player leave the pitch injured.
Yeah, it's Boda Ali, who that might be a concern for Lancaster, because we did say partway through, I think that first half especially, he was their main outlet going forward with their direct play into the wide areas. And I think they're signalling for some water and some other possible medicament they may have to make its way over to Boda Ali, who's now sat down on the side of the pitch. We are the opposite side to the temporary dugouts, which were rolled out partway through the first half.
It's a shame for Boda Ali. He's had a fantastic day out here on the athletics track, and he won't want an injury, so we'll hope that's not too serious.
Indeed.
But it has got very, very scrappy out there on the pitch.
Indeed. Many completed dribbles for Boda Ali. It's really looked threatening, and we do wish him well. But he looks now that he was on his feet, but he was assisted off the pitch by two of his teammates. Meanwhile, York have possession. It's a bouncing ball about 30 yards out from their own goal. They hit it long towards Gascoigne. It's cleared away. Eventually, they have it under their spell once again with York's right back. In they come from the left, from the right-hand side, and it's cleared away. I think calls from Lancaster's team just to press the loose ball in the York backline. Maybe they can sneak a third.
Well, they'll be hoping to, but York, I feel so sorry for them. After that moment in the first half with Ryan Porter and that free kick, just conceding, and this game starts to feel out of reach for them now. And Lancaster, you have to say, been the better team in this half. They've challenged well offensively, and York have just not quite managed to have the same chances and travel through that midfield just as well.
What would you say possibly had gone wrong for York in this second half then? Because they were dominating the early spells of the game. They were patient in their possession, working it around really nicely. Lancaster, yes, a scrappy first goal and then a penalty as well, but something must have gone wrong for York in this half.
I think it's really hard to pinpoint. I think they'll feel hard done by the ref's decision to give that a penalty. But you can't really pinpoint one thing. I think they've tried to do the same thing they did in the first half, but it's just not quite working.
Now Joe Hudson-Shaw kicked out of the pitch. Well, short, hit a Lancaster man. Here's Murdoch, 77, central midfielder. Buck, the left wing back, wants the ball, gets the ball. Goes, makes a darting run inside now. The ball is eventually worked out wide to the left-hand side. Lancaster player will keep it in play, and he's taking on the York right back by the byline onto his right foot. Centre crossing blocked very nicely. There's the York talisman, Abdou Adegbite, who's had a bit more of a quiet second half, Simon.
Yeah, much more quiet second half. He was very chipper in that first half, having some chances outside the box, but just not quite got going in this second half.
Free kick for York after a foul inside their own half, about halfway inside their defensive territory, and a gesture there to descend all the York men up the pitch. Touch from Gascoigne at the first time of asking. It's cleared away. Headed back towards the Lancaster penalty area. York in possession in the centre, but Lancaster do dispossess, and can they turn defence into attack quickly? Looking to go out towards the left-hand side. Right by the touchline, they have kept it in play. Direct pass from Buck. And York respond with a header back onto halfway. Lancaster clearing the ball away for a throw-in on the right-hand side, and there shouldn't be much time left in this game for York to try. And they wouldn't have expected this going into half-time, I'm sure, but to try and get themselves an equaliser with Lancaster's turnaround complete.
Yeah, a great defence in the first half, just not quite come off as well this time for York. And it's almost a last chance saloon, and York sense it as with the long throw-in coming here. Can they get an equaliser?
Now a long throw-in from Ben Turner. In it goes. It reaches the edge of the penalty area. It's a fantastic throw, and it's headed away by, that is, I believe, if I consult the team sheet, Josh Murdoch. It's a throw-in again. Turner is now a bit closer to the box than he was the first time. So he'll look to trouble the Lancaster defence once again. In goes the throw-in. It's Clark actually who's done that throw-in for Lancaster. And a goal kick then to follow. York's flicked header wasn't going to challenge the Lancaster goalkeeper in between the sticks. And in these last kind of 10-15 minutes, he's not had too much to do.
No, he's not, and it's gone a little bit quiet after that scrappy period with the penalty and the fouls. You do feel as if York are going to have to muster something special in these final few minutes if they are to salvage a draw from this Roses match, which they started so well in.
Nice flicked header there from Connor Buck on halfway onto the left wing, and they've won a throw-in once again. And Lancaster will do everything to try and stop this game from flowing as much as they can. They'll take their time in the throw-ins and on dead ball situations. This game really has been a story of dead ball situations. A free kick, corner and a penalty, which has decided, well, which set up all of the goals.
Yeah, and those passages of play have been a joy to watch, really, if you're a neutral. Maybe not if you're a York fan.
No, York fans will be disappointed with how things have turned out so far. Time running out for an equaliser. If you're just tuning in, this is live coverage of the men's twos football match from the Athletics pitch. York going 1-0 up for a spectacular free kick from Ryan, the centre mid. Lancaster, York though looking to threaten with their front man there on the right hand side, Abdu Adegbite, and it's now a throw in for York, which Cal Clark is striding up from defence to go over and take. This is a big opportunity for York.
And you can't imagine the nerves that are going through Cal Clark's head. He knows the situation of the game. He knows time is running out. He knows York need an equaliser.
Here comes the throw-in. Long throw into the penalty area. Can a Whitehead get on this? It's flicked on towards the back post. Bit of a scramble. Murdoch for Lancaster gets the header away. Ball still not clear completely. There was Ruben Vermeulen there. That may well have been a shot towards goal possibly, and that might be a sign of desperation.
I think Vermeulen saw an opportunity there and he almost had it. If he'd been 2 seconds quicker, the defender wouldn't have got there. But Lancaster's defence has just proved too good in this second half. Those heading away of that throwing, just closing down the opportunity.
Indeed so. Goal kick for Lancaster now. The follow-up shots was just wide of the post. Not long to go now left in this game. Remember, we do have the men's ones game, which is on right after this on the Athletics pitch, one of the biggest spectacles of the Roses weekend, straight after this game, which has been a cracker in its own right. A story of dead ball situations with Lancaster men's twos 2-1 up in this football match, live on Bale Rig FM at University of Radio York and roseslive.co.uk. Another throw in, and undoubtedly this will be another long throw from Cal Clark. He has shown he has it in him, definitely, that is for sure.
He's taking quite a few of these long throws now.
I think every outfield player is pretty much within 40 yards of the Lancaster goal. Ball looping up on the edge of the penalty area. The header was in from Luca Voltrero-Saya. Still not clear for Lancaster. There's Turner. Turner eventually ridded of the ball, and there's a sliding challenge here, which didn't get the ball or the man though, and we are playing on. And a very strong challenge coming in there from Lancaster. York have done well to make the ball still keep moving forward. Here's Vermeulen. Vermeulen, header flick on it towards Gascoigne at full stretch. And he's been unable to turn it goalwards. And with that, the full-time whistle goes. Some York players collapse to the ground. The centre-back, one of those being Alex Howlett, who's been so busy at the back, along with his Lancaster counterparts.
Gascoigne's on the floor there. He knew that was so close.
Indeed, what a final opportunity that was. The ball was looping up, a succession of headers. Eventually they did manage to get the flick on into the 6-yard box, but Gascoigne, he tried his earnest, he tried his best at full stretch, was just unable to get there. As we mentioned, a story of dead ball, of set-piece situations. This game has been. York did manage to get their noses in front partway through the first half with the goal of the game and possibly the goal of Roses so far. A spectacular free kick from Ryan Porter, number 16, who was the real workhorse for York in the midfield, working so hard both in attack and in defence as well. He did save his keeper Joe Hudson's blushes soon after his goal as well, with a vital sliding interception to deny Addison, the Lancaster striker,